I think Lake Charles can be used as a microcosm of what tourism means to our state. In that, look, like, think about the jobs LaBerge and the Golden Nugget provide, not only just in that immediate area, but how many people have come here, try to live and work here because they had a great experience.
Thanks for joining us on Louisiana's Playground Podcast. It's your roadmap to all things Lake Charles, Louisiana. I'm Brady Raynard.
And I'm Jillian Corder, and we, of course, are excited to bring you the authentic stories and experiences of Southwest Louisiana. We've got all the tools that you need to build your own personal Lake Charles itinerary.
Episode 77, talking to Chris Landry at the Louisiana Travel Association. Summit is in town this week, so a lot of fun going on there. I will be in attendance. I'm actually the voice of God.
Oh,
there.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm the big PA announcer, as they call it.
Very cool, very cool. And also really awesome for this summit to be in Lake Charles. It's
Absolutely.
a big deal that Lake Charles is playing host to this.
Nearly 500 people in town for it. Very, very cool. Also very cool is eating great food, and we've got you covered there.
That's right. We're going to start things off with a segment that we like to call On the Eats.
This week, we head to a Lake Charles staple, Casa Mañana. And when I say staple, I'm not saying that lightly. It's nearly 50 years. Next year will be 50 years that Casa Mañana has been in business, 1976.
Very, very impressive. And man, this is like, I think when you move here, when you're coming to visit and you ask people where to go eat, there are like 3 names that are automatically rattled off by anybody around town. And this is one of them.
Absolutely. And I think the biggest reason, as much as their food, it's really their service, their hospitality. Like, those are the things that I believe that they put as paramount for their business. And that's obviously a big reason. You don't make 50 years having poor customer service. And so that's really their singular focus, and the food is good. So that follows, but the customer service is what they want to make sure to get right every single time.
That's right. I mean, there aren't that many restaurants in town where you see your servers wearing, bow ties, or you have a maitre d' right at the front. So I just think they really pour some heart and soul into that aspect of it.
As far as the food, it's, Tex-Mex staples. They also have like theme nights. They have kids nights and bingo nights. They have extended happy hour Saturdays. Basically, every night of the week, there's some type of deal or promotion or theme kind of going on. So it keeps it lively. It keeps it something to do. It keeps you, wanting to come back.
That's right. That's right. So what did we order? First, we started off with an appetizer of, chips and salsa.
I was about to say, yeah. I mean,
we'll start from the very
beginning.
It's
Tex-Mex. There's chips and salsa at the table.
Obviously. I really like this salsa because it's not chunky. It's like really blended down really well. And I prefer my salsa that way. Really good, not too spicy, a little bit of kick to it, but not one of those things that makes your eyes water.
Yeah, it's definitely a restaurant style salsa, as you were mentioning, but it's very thick for how, not chunky it is. So it's kind of a cool blend of those two things. Overall, I think it's a very solid salsa. I really enjoyed it. As I did the queso. Who doesn't love queso, right?
Oh, so we got queso.
We got the white queso with a little yellow mixed in. You can also get it mixed super, super thick. It's got that little bit of saltiness from the cheese that you expect to see there in the queso. Super flavorful. Does so well pairing with the chip. You dip it and it just comes out perfect. Like, it just grabs the chip.
Yeah.
So awesome.
We caught that very first dip on camera too. So be sure to check out our socials, because we caught that first dip on camera and it looks so good.
It's slight jalapeno flavor. Overall, very good queso. I've not met very many bad quesos in my life, and this was a good one.
Yeah, I have actually met a lot of bad quesos in my life, to be fair, and this is a good one. So it's impressive.
There you go.
But for our appetizer, we got the firecrackers. So firecrackers you can get grilled or fried. They're basically little roll-ups. We got a mix. We got 3 of each, right? Okay, just a warning. These are spicy. Like, these have kick to them. They are named firecracker for a reason. Right? They're small, like roll-ups. It's a chicken sausage mixture inside, lots of cheeses, chicken sausage, jalapeno, and ranchero cheese. So it really does have a bite to it.
Yeah. And it does. And to me, this is the best thing on the menu. I
love it.
really do like their firecrackers. If I go there, typically That's what I'm ordering.
That's what I get as my
they're
meal.
They're kind of their
generally.
sister restaurant, Que Pasa in town. They both serve the firecrackers, and that's kind of my go-to. I
think the ones at Casa Mañana are hotter. Maybe I'm wrong.
It could also just be the jalapenos. Jalapenos, because there's jalapenos in it. Jalapenos can be very mild to spicy, and no one knows until you actually eat them.
I don't know. I'm convinced because I eat firecrackers regularly from both restaurants, and I'm convinced the ones from Casa are hotter. But let me tell you what. So it's served with ranch. That ranch is one of the best. If y'all listen to this podcast, y'all know I have a thing about ranch. That is one of the best ranches.
At some point, we'll do a ranch podcast where to get your ranches
it's just like my top 10 list. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. But this is one of them.
Right.
This makes my top 10.
To me, it's the most unique thing on their menu. It's not a Tex-Mex classic in any way. It's really it's born from the bayou, if you will.
Yeah, it's unique to Casa
So
Mañana.
I would say it's really worth getting, and it's very much so you could get it as a meal. But the firecrackers, really, really good. I prefer the grilled personally.
And I like the fried ones.
So it kind of works out, huh?
So for my main dish, I got the birria quesadillas. So birria is like lots of different meats that are cooked down, real slow cooked.
Typically a pork.
Super juicy.
But or beef.
Insanely tender, real shredded like. So this is on a quesadilla. So juicy, so tender. They put it on there with the cheese. Yeah. So, I mean, when they came out, everybody went, ooh.
They looked amazing.
And questioned what they ordered. You know what I mean? It was one of those dishes that comes out and you go, oh, that's what that is. That is really good. So if you've had, birria seems to be a real trendy thing to serve right now at all restaurants. So if you've had birria tacos or whatever, in whatever form you've had it in, try them in a quesadilla form from Casa Mañana. Really, really good. And it comes with that consomme, like the au jus, if you will, the dip. It doesn't need it because it's so flavorful on its own. But, for an extra little, wetness in the bite, it's so good.
And I thought that the thing that made that one stand out a little bit to other birria tacos, it was a very meaty consomme. Like the flavor itself had a much more meat flavor versus the kind of just blendedness.
Sometimes when things are so blended, you don't know what you're eating almost. It just has a singular flavor because it's so blended. And this, you can still pick out like some individual notes to it. Yeah. So really, really good. If you're a carnivore like me, this is it. This is a really good dish. In fact, I have leftovers, and that is my lunch again today.
Raptor, are you a carnivorous? What kind of... only because Philip would identify you as some dinosaur if you're going carnivore.
Our son would say I'm an Allosaurus.
Oh, okay.
Because I have
good choice.
More fingers, I guess,
there
than
you go. That's fair.
T-Rex.
I went with the chicken enchiladas. So it comes with 3 enchiladas, and I decided to get one of each of the ones that were offered so I could try 3 different ones. I know, big brain play. I got the verde, ranchero, and the chili gravy. Just call me Megamind. You know what I mean?
Big brain play for a big back meal.
Yeah, exactly. So for the verde, it was kind of a little bit of sweetness, some crunchiness from the onions. Overall, kind of an herby taste to it because they make it with tomatillas. So it was good. The ranchero, I think the thing that really stood out about the ranchero one, despite it being kind of a red tomato based sauce, is that the cheese shined through more than anything, and so it really heightened the flavor of the cheese. So
that one is like what I would think of as like a classic enchilada sauce, sort of smokier, maybe.
Yeah, it's not that heavy tomato. It's a tomato. They're both tomato based, but typically I would say that the standard Tex-Mex enchilada sauces are usually a lot more acidic.
Okay.
And so they're just a little bit different notes, but it was very good. And then the chili gravy is kind of that in between almost, where it's both kind of a con carne almost. So and that one was good, very meaty, obviously. And then the cheese there works in beautiful harmony.
Yeah. The staff there said people drive for miles to get that
chili gravy.
So it's
it was
a big
good.
Popular one on the menu.
And their beans were good. The rice was heavily seasoned. They mixed really well together. Because who eats their beans and then eats their rice? You eat your beans and rice together.
You clearly, mix the two, right?
Like, duh. Overall, a very good meal. And the service is the reason that you keep coming back. The food's great, and the service is the thing that you're like, you know what? I want to see some friendly faces. I
Yeah.
want to be treated well.
And of course, we went there for lunch and as part of work, right? But just got to give a shout out to the Casa Mañana margaritas because that they shine, man. They're a real winner there. So don't pass up a grown up. Don't pass up a grown up green icy. Go ahead and do it while you're there.
And look, the location's easy as well. It's just outside of downtown on Ryan Street, which means that it is just a little north of 210, just off the exit. So it's very conveniently located there on Ryan Street.
Yeah, I mean, centrally located in the city, so heart of the city, and kind of the heartbeat of the city. A lot of people love this place and have for 50 years now.
From a great meal to a great guest, we welcome on Chris Landry, the president and CEO of the Louisiana Travel Association. Although he currently lives in Covington, he is a native of right here in Lake Charles and a graduate of St. Louis High School. Before his role at LTA, he spent 15 years with LBA Hospitality as a regional director of sales, covering Hilton and Marriott properties in Texas and Louisiana. Welcome to the show, Chris.
Thank y'all so much for having me. It's great to be home.
Woohoo! Back home. So, how long have you not lived in Lake Charles?
Oh, let's see. I graduated from St. Louis in 2002 and then went to college in Mississippi for 4 years and then came back and actually worked here at Visit Lake Charles for about a year and a half. And so, let's see. I left here in 2008. So, you're almost I don't know. You do the math, maybe like
We're
17,
nearing
20 years.
It's been a minute.
Almost 20 years.
Yeah, I
something
mean,
like that.
which is crazy. Every time I think back to when I graduated high school, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
wow.
2005 isn't yesterday like I thought.
That's 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's 5 years
10
ago.
years
really.
ago was the 90s. No one can ever tell me
10 years
different.
ago. It's always the 90s 10 years ago.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay. So here in Southwest Louisiana, we're known for our big city amenities and small town charm. It makes for so many experiences that somebody can have here in town, add to their itinerary. So before we get started with the topic at hand, we want to ask you a few rapid fire questions to let our listeners know how you play in Louisiana's playgrounds.
Okay.
You're ready.
Let's go.
All right. Number one, crawfish or gumbo?
Gumbo.
Good choice.
Because I feel like, let's see, when I think gumbo, I think about a couple things, right? Cooler weather.
Yeah.
Think about football season. And for some reason, maybe Christmas, right? I feel
Yeah.
like from here, you always kind of have gumbo
I
around
love
Christmas.
I make gumbo oftentimes around
Right.
Christmas.
On Christmas, yeah.
It's not. I mean, you have it all the time at Christmas. I feel like that's just something that I've never lost, and that when it's Christmas time, we're gonna have gumbo.
That's what I love about Louisiana food in general, because if you just name a dish, it's not just like the food that comes to mind. It's like the entire setting, the ambiance, the time of
Right.
year, the people you're with. Like all of that goes into a dish when you're from Louisiana.
The most slept on gumbo, though, is the technically Black Friday, if you were being real, but
Yes.
the
I know where
leftover
you're going.
turkey gumbo.
Yeah.
Oh, easily the best. The fried turkey that goes into the gumbo. Oh, my goodness.
It's not leftover turkey when you fry an extra turkey just to make gumbo, which is what Brady does. We fry in extra just
That's
to
a good
have
play.
turkey gumbo. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, our second question though: poolside or beachside?
Poolside.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Like I have good memories around pools. I feel like whether it's on vacation. Now, we go to the beach sometimes, but most of the time we go to places because they have a good pool. I feel like now it's starting to be one of the top amenities looked for. Does this hotel have a good pool?
And look, and this is from the travel guy.
Right.
Yeah,
Right?
and the travel guy. You're trying to convince me that I don't like beaches anymore.
Well, I'll say it this way. Beaches are great. They're wonderful. Everyone has a good time at the pool. Always.
Yes. Fair.
Okay, I can't
Agreed.
help it that you don't like sand.
Kind of right there with you, Brady. I could leave it.
Okay,
All right, he's 2 for 2.
Yep.
whatever. Number 3, concert or comedy show?
Concert.
Oh, y'all are not the same person. Right there.
Oh, well.
I've been to some great ones, but I feel like it's been a little while since I've been to a actually, I'm wrong. I went to see Wayne Toops, I think, last weekend.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while.
But yeah, but like
Last
for
weekend.
6 days.
like a big show. It's
I
been a
know.
while
Sure.
since I've been to a big concert, and I used to love doing that. My wife, that's not her favorite thing to do, so we don't get to go as much.
Well,
Look at that. See? It's all about give and take. That's
right.
what being married is about, Jillian. It's all about give and take.
thanks, Brady.
You're welcome. So to those unfamiliar, despite us operating out of the travel and tourism space, specifically with Louisiana's Playground, many listeners may not exactly know what the Louisiana Travel Association is. Can you explain a little bit of that for us?
Sure. So we're a statewide organization that brings together tourism professionals from every corner of the state, and we're membership based, right? We've got about 600 members of convention and visitors bureaus, hotels, attractions, restaurants, several private businesses that really want their products in front of people in the tourism industry. And on behalf of those members, we like to say we advocate, educate, and promote them.
Okay. I did not realize that you could be a member of the association and not be a tourism bureau. I guess, again, like me, I'm kind of a novice at this, right? I think of it as all being like convention visitors bureaus that are all members, but that you've got more than that.
Oh, yeah. We've got, I would probably say, almost 50 to 60 hotels that are members.
Okay.
Equal parts restaurants. Think of it as like, we've got several attractions, swamp tours, alligator farms.
Mm-hmm.
We've got, I would say, 30 to 40 different restaurants who are our members. And we really, I love the fact that we're so broad and that we've got so many different members from so many different tourism areas around the state.
And what's the benefit of being a member?
There's a couple different things. We do 4 really large events, and we'll have one in Lake Charles here shortly. That's our summit, and that's 3 days of networking, educational opportunities, and different things just to teach our members more about the industry. We do a very large annual meeting in January where we'll give out our annual Louis Awards.
Mm-hmm.
We do a leadership forum that brings together all the CEOs and senior leadership from all these different industries. And then we do a really large advocacy event in Baton Rouge to where we normally have some live music and invite all the legislators from around the state, and our members can get a chance to network with them. And we also do like several media things that our members can buy into. And there's just a lot of different networking things that we offer throughout the year as well.
And from what I know about LTA's history, it wasn't always as comprehensive as what it is today. Over the last 20 years or so, it has really become one of the best really in the country, not just in the region.
Yeah, I mean, I love the growth. I think that, people that have come before me, one of our previous directors, Jill Kidder and Kyle on your side, there's a lot of people that put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this association along the way, and it's grown. I mean, I think we were trying to trace the early dates of Summit, and it goes back like almost 30 or 40 years, maybe longer than that. And so the association's been around for a while, and we've had to adapt, right, through COVID, the way people want their information, the way people like to network, the way, as social media keeps growing, we try to do a better job of incorporating that into what we do daily, more frequently, trying to tell the stories of people around our state. And so, I know we can't be everything to everyone,
right.
But we're going to try our best to make sure we tell as many stories as possible and make sure that tourism keeps having a seat at the table in important meetings.
And so LTA is different from the state tourism office, right? But you guys kind of work hand in hand?
We do. So think about the Louisiana Office of Tourism. I mean, they're going to go out and promote Louisiana to the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they do international shows, several domestic shows. It's their job to, make sure that we are showcased in some of the brightest of lights, whether the Rose Bowl parade or they've done the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. LTA, we try to stay within the barriers of Louisiana, within the boundaries, and really try to promote the people that are here to other people who are looking to come here, but in a more regional format.
How do you think, I know it's kind of a broad question with it, how do you think LTA really helps the everyday Louisianians?
So tourism in Louisiana is our 4th largest industry, right? And so, within that, tourism, I feel like, helps drive jobs. It drives small business revenue. It keeps helping our tax dollars flow into our local communities. I mean, when you think about Lake Charles, growing up here, I was thinking on my way here, what was the end of Nelson Road like before LaBerge and the Golden Nugget got built? I mean, best I could remember was like Super Walmart right there used to be like the end of the line.
Mm-hmm.
And then once those two hotels, popped up, then you started seeing more hotels grow. You started seeing more restaurants come. You had the Targets built, and so I think Lake Charles can be used as a microcosm of what tourism means to our state. And that, look, like, think about the jobs that those two places provide, not only just in that immediate area, but how many people have come here because they visited there, or try to live and work here because they had a great experience at the Golden Nugget or Le Berge.
I think your background makes you quite unique in that you are from Lake Charles originally, and you now work in this tourism space on a statewide basis. A lot of people around here maybe don't understand. You take for granted what's in your own backyard,
Sure.
right? So a lot of people around here might not understand that, yes, we really do have tourists from all around, from out of the country even, who come to Lake Charles. Explain that from your perspective as being from here originally, and now you get to promote this area along with all the others. What's that like?
I mean, I think Lake Charles is so unique in that there's so many different things you can do when you touch down here, right? I mean, like, there really is something for everyone here. I mean, if you like playing in the casino, that's fine. You got something to do. If you like fishing, you're 30 minutes away from some of the best fishing in the country. Sports-wise, a lot of people, my son plays travel baseball. We haven't made it this far yet. We'd normally stop around Baton Rouge when we travel. But that's just something else that adds to the ambiance of the area, in that there's just something to do for every visitor. I mean, and some people come more purposeful, like you may be coming for baseball or coming to go to the casino. But when you're here, whether it's fishing or hunting, there's something here for everyone, and you don't really get that everywhere else.
And so with that, I mean, it almost feels like, the way that you're explaining it is almost like it's a playground here in Louisiana.
Weird. Yeah. I like that. Write that down.
Okay.
But like you said, it's got something for everyone. Tell me now, LTA Summit is going to be held here in Lake Charles. Does that go into that decision to have that here in Lake Charles?
Somewhat. I mean, right now, our summit attendance is starting to creep up toward around 500 people. And so there's only so many places in Louisiana that can hold it, right? And we can't go to New Orleans, every year.
Yeah.
We can't go, to the same place multiple times in a row. And so really, Shreveport, Lake Charles, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, really the only ones with the facilities that can really hold that. And so for me, Lake Charles being in that 4-year rotation is awesome. I mean, this year I'm excited. I mean, it's kind of like a homecoming for me to be able to bring, all of our members and my friends, back to a place that's special to me, and for it to be here, really means a lot.
So at Summit, what are key topics, trends that are kind of discussed there?
So we're going to do AI. I feel like everybody's doing AI.
Yep.
It'd be almost kind of a disservice, I feel like, to not have an AI speaker. And the guy we have as a professor at LSU, and I was very particular. I actually heard him on the radio, and he really talked about AI in a way that was that kind of normalized it for the everyday person, right? Because I don't need all these algorithms. I just want to know what can I put in it that would make me a better leader, or a better person, or make my job easier. And so when I heard him on the radio, I'm like, man, we got to get this guy. And then I'm excited about our economic development panel, right? Something we always look to do is tie into is talk about how economic development and tourism really tie in together. And so to have Secretary Bourgeois and Adam Knapp, who's a former Lake Charles guy himself, there is going to be great. We've got a great advocacy panel with some legislators and Ryan Haney. That'll be a really good one too. A lot of people always like that. And then, I think what people look forward to most is the Lieutenant Governor's keynote address.
Sure.
He always brings some special things with him and pull some tricks out to surprise people, and really talks about what the state's doing on a marketing level that a lot of people enjoy coming for.
And so while the average person that's listening is thinking, well, I'm not invited to Summit, I can't go. So these things, but the 500 people that are here all of a sudden now are supporting our local restaurants, are filling up the hotel rooms and increasing budgets and helping just bring extra life that you didn't have to.
Yep.
Right. And so I think that's, at the end of the day, you talked about paying taxes. Well, guess who's paying those taxes?
Sure.
It's not you.
Right.
It's the visitors coming. And so that's what I love about the ecosystem of the tourism space that we're able to pull and benefit from everyone else that benefits the people here.
And we're normally very purposeful on the second night. We don't provide dinner. We would like for people to go out and experience the local restaurants and everything that the host city has to offer.
What does it mean to bring a group as large as this to a city? You mentioned the hotel rooms, you mentioned the restaurants. What all does it kind of mean to a city to have these type of groups at this size?
Yeah, I think for Lake Charles and really all the Summit host cities, one thing we do is before people even step into a networking session or an education session, the first thing we have them do is we offer 3 different familiarization trips to the area, right? So for y'all, I think what you're doing is like you're doing like taking a group on a bus and do boudin tasting at a couple of different places. I think you have another bus that's going to some different bird watching areas and looking at alligators and things like that. And then there's one other one I think that's going to kind of explore some of the culinary scenes in Port Wonder, which is, that's one of my favorite things too. I like to have people and our attendees go out into the community, do something purposeful in terms of, tasting their food or seeing what they have to offer. That way, when they go home, they can either take some tips or take some things away from what they experience and try to incorporate that into their areas.
Sure.
Or they can go back home and tell their families, "Oh man, look, hey,
we got to come back.
Don't sleep on Lake Charles.
We got to come back.
We need to come this way and look at this."
Which I think is really cool. Just side note here, someone I work with professionally has had to come to this area to do our St. Jude Dream Home giveaway, right, year after year. And this year, Brady and I just ran into her somewhere. And I said, "Well, what are you doing in town?" Thinking I'm missing some event that I need to be at. And she said, "No, I just decided to bring my family for vacation." And I thought that's so, in my mind, it's like, oh, that's strange, but no, like it's one of those places that leaves an impression on you. And now she's back with her entire family, not for work purposes at all, but this is where she chose to have her family vacation.
Where did we run into him?
At the Beckery.
Yeah, shocker, right? Like
great breakfast.
You know what I mean?
At the Beckery where we were having brunch on a Sunday morning. So yeah,
the magical moments created.
That's kind of part of it too, right? It's like those are the places that, and she even said, I had this on my list because I was brought here the first time I came and I had to share this with all of my family. So I think
it's so funny, and Lake Charles gets slept on. I mean, we came here 2 weeks ago and brought 2 of our interns, and one of them is from New Orleans, and she'd never been to Lake Charles before, and she came with us to ride along for the day for a meeting, and when we're coming around the bend here, she was like, "Man, this is kind of like the 30A of Louisiana." And I'm like, "Yeah." but it's funny to hear, people's opinions when they haven't come for the first time. A lot of people sleep on Lake Charles, and to me, it's one of the best places in our state.
Yeah. So tell me about the Louis Awards and what that means, and what kind of awards are you giving out every year?
And how many are we getting this year?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see how many you get nominated for.
Sounds like a challenge.
So every January we do at our annual meeting we do our Louis Awards as part of that ceremony, and we honor that night different things from the Convention and Visitors Bureau of the Year, Restaurateur of the Year. We do several achievement awards for media people, and we have a Lifetime Achievement Awards, and that's always something that we're really proud to do, and it's great to be there that night and see the reaction on people's faces when they win, because a lot of it, there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that goes into your job.
Sure.
And so for us to be able to recognize those efforts from people around our state is a really, really fun thing to do.
There's a Podcast of the Year category.
So there's
is there?
There should be.
Actually, your competitor won last year over at the North Shore, so we may need to make sure you're nominated for it.
Maybe so. Writing it down. So a success story of being a member of LTA, someone who's joined some group, some organization, business, who's joined this association and really taken advantage of all that it might have to offer, and now is just kind of a staple or a household name, something like that.
So 2 things. I think that there's a lot of members. When I look at our board, LTA is one of those associations to where, and it's a lot like other ones where you're going to get out of it what you put into it. And so the people who sign up as a member and, just hey, look, I feel like this is some kind of civic service that I have to do for my business to be a member. That we're going to give them, a lot of great attention and a lot of things. But the members who sign up and ask how they can be involved or serve on a committee or, really are passionate about joining our board of directors, I think those are the ones who really we see shine. I think that there are several stories of people who, were new with their organization and took a liking to LTA and started coming to our events, and then they as they progress in their career, they join our board, and there's a path for them to be on our executive board and just be noticed as a leader. I think there's a bunch of those stories. A lot of the work we do at the Capitol, really I feel like we make a difference. This year there was some occupancy tax things, and that's one of the main things that we would like to focus on, right? That's how our convention and visitors bureaus are funded, and we want to make sure that those occupancy tax dollars stay getting collected and go back to the right people. In this session, we had several instances to where we were able to help protect some of those dollars. Sort of things we're really proud of.
Within LTA and maybe the tourism space as a whole, any upcoming opportunities that you're excited about being able to achieve or just coming down the pipe?
Yeah, my favorite thing that we do, one of them is storytelling. Like, I love to be able to for our organization, be able to highlight people around our state. And we do something that's called the Faces of Tourism, to where like every couple of months we'll pick someone who's really, made a lot of contributions to the industry and really showcase them in almost like a fake like magazine cover and do a lot of stuff for them. Last year we started something called the Louisiana Tourism Fund. And what that fund aims to do is really promote tourism within our colleges and universities, not visit here, but for those kids maybe in the College of Business somewhere. Like if you're a business major, there's a job for you in the hospitality industry. If you're an accounting major, you could be the general manager of a hotel. If you're a marketing major, you could certainly work at one of our convention and visitors bureaus. And so we are really trying to make sure that we help to outline a path for some people in our Louisiana university systems and let them know that the hospitality industry is a welcoming industry and a great industry to get into.
That's not a job sector that is ever really heavily publicized. Most people don't realize it is a real job, is the tourism space, that the convention and visitors bureaus or DMOs are offering jobs, and you can get jobs that way, and they're really good jobs. They have good benefits. You're going to have a comfortable salary, all of those things, and absolutely consider them. Look into it. If you're someone that has kids in high school, tell them to look into it. They're great opportunities, and it really is a good space that hopefully more people will know about.
Yeah, well, and there's something within a CVB. There's a job for everyone.
Sure, I agree.
Think of what you have here. I mean, if you're not a people person, then you know what? Y'all have a great accounting team here. If you are a people person, your sales team is wonderful. If you love social media, if you're a young tech savvy person, your marketing department is fantastic. And most other ones, they vary with size, right? So I mean,
sure,
y'all are the exception, from a staff standpoint. But majority of the time, people are going to have to staff an office, and so 4 or 5 people, I think are what some of the smaller CVBs staff look like. But there really is a job for everyone.
I agree. And then, all right.
And it's fun.
Yes, agreed. The hardest part is finding a job that someone left, because once people get in, they're like, you want to kind of be in life because it's a great job. So if you find one, take advantage of it. All right. I do want to ask before we let you go, because you are a Lake Charles guy, your recommendation should mean something. What are some must-dos when you're here? And then maybe what are a few things that you make sure to do every time that you visit, especially being someone that's from here?
So the last couple of times I've visited here, it's been for outdoorsy types things.
Sure.
We just recently, my little boy and I did a fishing trip with Captain Andrew Swallow from High Tide Charters, former guest on your show.
Yep, podcast alum.
Yeah, that's right. We did a duck hunting trip last fall. My other son, and I, out from Gros Savon, which was fantastic.
Podcast alum.
And you know what? We've gotten to where we'll come and we'll stay at the Golden Nugget and then do our excursion like the next morning, which is really cool. But I'm on Lake Charles, like food nostalgia. Like people, whenever I talk to people on your staff, they're like, "Oh, what are your favorite places to eat?" And they're gonna be places from my childhood that people, newbies don't think about, right? I still love going to Casa Mañana. I love going to Mazin's. I like getting donuts at Nelson's Donuts. I like going to Daryl's. And those are just things that, when I think of Lake Charles and I come here, that's what makes me happy. That's what I grew up on. Yeah.
Yeah. Feels like home. Love that. And I think it can feel that way for people who aren't from here.
Yeah.
And that just visit a lot. You come back to those same places. You're never going to forget that sandwich you ate and you need to go back and have another one, or that donut you got that morning. And I love that you said you stay at the casinos and then you kind of go out and have your adventure from there, because I think that's the perfect mix too of like your kind of city life, if you will, staying at the casinos.
The resort stay.
The resort
what would
style.
someone that had something that could occupy my kids for a little while.
Yes, exactly. Lazy river.
Right.
That's the answer. But be able to do a little bit of that, but then go on, this grand like outdoor adventure kind of escapism type thing. I love that.
Something for everyone.
That's right. Louisiana's Playground.
Thanks again to Chris for joining us here on the show. But the biggest thank you of all, you know it by now, it goes out to you, the listener. I hope everyone sticks by just to hear me say that.
I think they do.
The biggest thank you that I could give. If you enjoyed the show, please leave us a rating or review, a comment, a message, however you want to get in contact. We would love to hear from you, whether it be great job, bad job, you should do this instead, or consider this. We'd just like to hear from you.
Don't tell us it's a bad job. That'd just be untrue. Of course, leaving us a rating or review helps us grow our audience and further share the unique experiences of Lake Charles and Southwest Louisiana. Go to visitLakeCharles.org/podcast for more episodes, advice on where to eat, and events that are happening this weekend. I'm Jillian Corder.
I'm Brady Raynard. Thanks again for coming to play at Louisiana's Playground. Sit you.